I didn't come home early on purpose. That's the part I keep replaying in my head. If my flight hadn't been delayed, if the meeting hadn't been canceled last minute, if I hadn't left my charger in the hotel room and returned for it, maybe I never would have seen it, but I did. And that's how my engagement ended. Not with a fight, not with a tearful confession, not with honesty. It ended with silence, a hallway, a door that wasn't fully closed, and two voices, my brother's and Aiden's, drifting out like a badly written script from a show I never wanted to be a part of. I remember standing there, frozen, holding my suitcase in one hand and a little black box in the other. Not the ring, no, that was already on Aiden's finger. The box was a gift, something small but meaningful. I had found it in a tucked-away store in Vienna, engraved cufflinks, with our initials. Silly, maybe, but it felt right. Or at least, it had. Back when I still believed in what we were building, I could hear them laughing. It was Rowan's laugh that hit me first, sharp, breathy, the kind he always did when he thought he was being clever. Then Aiden's voice, softer, but smug. Couldn't make out every word, but I didn't need a transcript. The visuals were enough. Their shirts were half unbuttoned. The wine bottle was open. Aiden's hand was on Rowan's chest. My brother, my best man, had his mouth on the person I had planned to marry, and in that moment, I stopped being a groom. I stopped being a fiancé. I stopped being a brother. I didn't kick the door in. I didn't scream. Maybe I should have. But something inside me just shut off. I turned around, walked out, got in the car, and drove. Until I couldn't see the city lights anymore. I slept in the parking lot of a gas station, engine off, with the ring box sitting in the glove compartment, like a bomb. The next morning, I checked into a hotel under a fake name. I didn't answer texts, didn't take calls, not even from Mom, and when I finally opened my email, 3 days later, there it was, an invitation, a digital one. Classy gold script on a white background, Rowan Blake and Aiden Cross, spring wedding. You're invited. I stared at it for 27 minutes. They didn't even bother to hide it, didn't try to soften it. No explanation, no apology, just a link to RSVP and a note. We hope you'll come. It would mean a lot. Mean a lot. What part of this meant anything to them? The part where I had been a placeholder until they realized they wanted each other? The part where they invited me to watch them walk down an aisle that was meant for me? I deleted the email. Then I restored it. I read it again, and again, and finally, I clicked yes. I said I would attend, but I wasn't going for closure. I wasn't going for forgiveness. I was going to remind them both that I didn't disappear. I wasn't going to be erased from my own story. The worst part wasn't even the betrayal. It was the calm with which they delivered it. When I eventually confronted them, if you could call it that, it was like they'd already rehearsed the script. We didn't plan. This, Aiden had said, as if that made it better. But it feels right. Rowan didn't even look guilty, just smug, like he'd won some twisted game. I walked out mid-sentence. I didn't need to hear the rest. I already knew. And the ring, on Aiden's hand? He hadn't taken it off. It was still there, like a trophy. That was the final knife. Her hand, her nails gleaming. Girlfriend? Actually, Logan Quinn. I watched him try to process the name. You could almost hear the circuits shorting out in his head. Quinn? As in, the one you tried to flirt with at that gala last fall? She said sweetly. I remember. You spilled your drink trying to impress me. Rowan's face turned crimson. He laughed awkwardly. Right. That was a long night. I smiled. Still seems fresh. Aiden appeared next to him, holding a glass of champagne like it was armor. He looked thinner. His hair was longer. His smile, tighter than I remembered. He said my name softly. Julian. I nodded. Aiden. We didn't hug, we didn't shake hands. We just stood there, 3 feet of tension between us and a sea of unspoken history. Logan broke the silence. Beautiful venue. Must have cost a fortune. Hope it comes with soundproof walls. For the whispers. They didn't laugh. Neither did we, but Logan didn't care. She turned her gaze to the rest of the gathering and smiled, like she owned the place. We moved through the crowd like a current. Everywhere we went, eyes followed. People greeted me like nothing had happened. Polite smiles, nods of recognition, small talk about weather, and traffic. No one mentioned the elephant in the room. No one dared. At one point, Rowan's best friend Liam came over and tried to pull me aside. "Hey, man." "I'm good," I said flatly. "But messy is when you spill a drink at a party. What they did? That was intentional." He opened his mouth to respond, but then thought better of it. He walked away. Logan looped her arm through mine. "You haven't even begun to win yet," she whispered. I glanced at her. "This isn't winning." She smiled without looking at me. "Winning isn't just walking in, it's the silence that follows." And she was right. Because that dinner, it wasn't about revenge. It was about removal. We didn't yell. We didn't cry. We didn't plead for attention. We just existed. Loudly, silently, confidently. Later that evening, while people danced under fairy lights and took filtered selfies by the floral arch, Logan and I sat near the edge of the lawn. "Do you ever wish you could forget them?" she asked, staring at the stars. "Every day," I admitted. "But forgetting means erasing part of me, and I don't want to lose that piece. I want to grow around it." She turned to me. "That's the healthiest answer I've ever heard." "Really?" "No. I was hoping you'd say you keyed his car." I laughed, genuinely, the kind that makes your shoulders shake. Across the lawn, I saw Aiden watching us, his expression unreadable. Maybe it was jealousy, maybe regret, maybe just confusion. At how someone he assumed would break had learned to rebuild. I didn't wave. I didn't look away. I just let him see it. The calm, the ease, the fact that I wasn't trying to win him back or outshine Rowan. I was just being Julian again, no longer a